So usually I open these videos with like a quick like zinger or some sort of like introductory thought into this week's episode, like whatever episode I'm covering. I don't even really know where to start with this one, so instead I'm just going to say, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another one of our weekly Talentless Nana discussion videos. Today we're talking all about episode 6, Necromancer, but before we get into it, quick reminder if you haven't done so yet, to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, set notifications to all, let all of AniTube know that you're here. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into it, and okay. There are good things in this episode. There are some bad things in this episode. And I've been noticing a trend lately, and that is that the characters, as I've said, are very dumb. And a lot of you guys have been upset with me for saying that, and I can totally understand. You know, you don't want, like, you obviously care about the story, and so do I. And hearing somebody talk trash about it is obviously kind of disappointing, especially when, you know, you come back to watch these videos, you don't really want to hear me trashing on the show, so I totally understand. But you can't blindly love things, you know? Like, I have shows where I love things unabashedly, yet I still am willing to, like, point out flaws in them. And with Nana, even though I'm having a good time, I can't help but notice that the characters are incredibly dumb sometimes. And at this point, it's not even just like the secondary cast, like it's not even just like the extra classmates that are just kind of there. It's also like even characters like Michiru, who at least I can sort of understand why she's doing what she's doing, but even characters like Kyoya have moments where they're really stupid or like just say things that I'm like, wait, what? Like this week, and it really took me out this week. Like, and I haven't had that moment in Nana yet, where I was like completely taken out. Like I've said before, like, how did they not hear that? Or like, how are they not putting this together? But it never like fully took me out the way it did this week, where we're literally at a funeral. The last person to see the body was Nana. Or the last person to see this person alive, was Nana. Again. And nobody's sus. That's 2 missing persons, 1 attempted murder, and 1 full-blown murder. But no, he had a heart attack. Yeah, that's totally believable. Yeah, he just had a heart attack. He was sick, you guys. Didn't you know? He never talked about it before, ever. But yeah, no, he was sick. He was totally sick. And he had a heart attack. Why? I don't know. It just happened that he had a heart attack while Nana was with him. And it just happened that those 2 other people disappeared while Nana was with them. And it just happened that Nana was the one to find Kyoya. But no, it was definitely just, you know, coincidence. And at this point, the other students are just, like, stupid. Like, to me. Like, just full stop, bottom of the barrel, like, rock bottom stupid. Because anybody could see that. A 5-year-old could see that. And some of, like, one of the big defense I've seen for the kids is, like, they don't want to believe it, and they're teenagers. They don't know any better. You have no self-respect if you genuinely think that teenagers are that stupid. Because don't forget, you were a teenager, and I know you, listener, even though I don't actually, but let me take a wild guess. You wouldn't say that you were this stupid as a teenager. You wouldn't. And if you did, you need more self-respect, because this is blatantly obvious. Like, this isn't just the characters being stupid. This is, as Kyoya points out, like, don't you guys see the plot holes? The one thing I'd correct him on in that was that there are really no plot holes here. I don't see plot holes. What I see is plot conveniences. And that's the big thing for me, is that it's incredibly convenient that nobody is putting 2 and 2 together. It's incredibly convenient that Nana has arguments within earshot of the kitchen staff. And I've seen so many people say, like, but the kitchen staff would. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. You want to know why they didn't? Because plot convenience. You want to know why nobody else is thinking about the fact that it's clearly Nana? Because plot convenience. And I said before that this show was like Death Note in a way. I completely take that back. I take that back entirely. Because, like, with Death Note, Kira and L were the smartest people in the room. Like Kyoya and Nana. The difference is that the other characters weren't stupid, and there's reasons why the characters stay in the dark or later find out things and stuff like that. I'm not going to spoil Death Note, even though it's super old. But the characters in Death Note, the side characters, even though they didn't have as much information, even though they didn't figure out certain things that Light and L figure out, they never felt this dumb. Like, they never felt like they were blatantly missing things. Even Matsuda. However, I did say that there's stuff that I liked this week. And there is. And I need to stress this because I just rambled about this. And I need to stress this. I have, issue with the show's plot conveniences. I do. And deep down, I think a lot of you guys do too. Because for every comment that I get saying that I'm mean or that I'm being a nitpicky jerk or something like that, I get another comment that says, I never thought about that. Or I noticed that, but I didn't want to say anything. I know that you know that this is happening. However, the show is visually really fun. The characters are super fun. And I want to know where the hell things are going with Nana, and I want to know what's going on in Nana's head. She's incredibly compelling. And I've seen some people say, am I not supposed to root for Nana, lol? No, I'm saying that I'm not rooting for Nana because I like the other characters and I don't want to see Nana kill them. But if you do, cool. I'm not speaking for you, I'm speaking for me. I can't speak for you, I don't know what you're thinking. I mean, I have a pretty good idea what you're thinking. Right now, you're either thinking, you know what, he's right, or wow, what an asshole. Or some of you guys might be thinking, I could really go for some curly fries right now. I really hope somebody was thinking that so I can guess it so I seem like I'm a psychic. But anyway, the big thing this week that I loved, and I think a lot of you can probably guess what this is going to be, just based off if you know me, my personality, Shinji. I loved Shinji. I loved Shinji and I loved Yuka. And I love these two for multiple reasons. One, they are a canon ship, which I normally don't really care about canon, but it's nice to see canon ships, but I normally don't care. But here it's oh, that's really cute. But even just down to the design, Shinji, they really make you assume that Shinji is the necromancer just based off his design. He has this very pale skin, sort of sunken eyes. He has this pale green hoodie, pale green eyes, and he sort of comes across like a sassy necromancer, he sort of feels like he totally fits in that role. And it's very, very clever. And again, if anybody thinks I'm being a jerk, allow me to give the mangaka some absolute credit here, because again, I don't think they're a bad writer, I just think they're taking convenient loops around things that they could spend time to explain. I'm not saying they're bad, I'm saying they're lazy. Yeah, even though I do think that they're being a bit lazy with the plot contrivances, they're very good at storytelling, especially with their visual storytelling in terms of Shinji. This is a total misdirect. You think Shinji is the necromancer the whole time just based off his design, but really the answer's in plain sight. Shinji's dead. And the real necromancer is Yuka. Shinji was hella strong. That's who he was. Yuka wasn't the strong one, Yuki was. And Shinji was. And Yuka is the one who is the necromancer. And it's that's so sick. I loved that. That shot of Yuka in the bed, showing her necromancy skills. I was what the hell? When she's yeah, Nana, we knew it was you. It's oh my god! That was hella dope. I loved the surprise backstory because you kind of get an idea of how Shinji and Yuka met, but then Yuka starts explaining things, and I will admit the whole time I'm just stab her, just stab her, just stab her, just stab her. The whole time you have her. You're Bond monologuing right now. You're doing the Bond villain thing where you're monologuing. Yuka, stop monologuing. You're supposed to be a hero. Just kill Nana. Just stab her with the needles and get it over with. And she's no, we're gonna tell everybody what happened instead. And I'm oh great, because that's gonna go super well. Because for some reason, Nana has these people all brain controlled, so even no, that's not gonna work. I wish she just stabbed her. I wish she just killed Nana there. If I'm super honest, no, I don't actually. Because if they killed Nana, then the show would be over. And I don't want that, because despite what I said, I like the show. I do think that the writer's being a wee bit lazy in having Nana just convince everybody that she's, fine, which big no. But like at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that I like about it. I love the characters. I like the mystery vibe. I like seeing how Nana's going to get them. I just wish that she had a better time at convincing other people, because it's not very convincing. But still, the stuff with Shinji and Yuka was amazing. Yuka as a character is super interesting, and the fact that Shinji's dead is hella different. Like, it surprised me in a lot of ways, and I am very curious to see what's gonna happen next week. The last line from Nana, like, at least I let the dead rest in peace, was like, oh, Nana, that was cold as ice. So I am definitely curious to see what's going to happen next week. And with that said, everybody, that is going to wrap up my thoughts here, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to boop that up snoot, share if you care, leave a comment down below, and of course, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to let all of AniTube know that you're here. And of course, as always, I have to give a big thank you to the good folks in the T Squadron. Look at these beautiful people. Look at all these beautiful names, and hey, if you would like to join these beautiful people, there are now 2 ways to do so. The first is by hitting that Patreon link in the description, and the second is by hitting that join button right beside the sub button to get a badge next to your name, some emotes to spam in the comments, and of course your name scrolling past this screen here. So if that sounds cool to you, go ahead and hit that join button, or check out the Patreon link. Either way, it is super appreciated. So once again, a big thank you to the good folks in the T Squadron, but that is it for me. So until next time, you stay classy, AniTube, and wash your dang hands.